everyone. So this video is about signing up to volunteer for Community Christmas. So Community Christmas is less than a month away now, and we are still needing a lot of different volunteers across different areas. Everything from helping to price and sort gifts, to setting up the market, to actually running the market. So we're going to talk about how do you sign up to be a volunteer. So I'm just going to walk through this. So first thing is you need to hop on our website, bolivarcom.org, and then if you go to /community Christmas, that'll bring you to the Community Christmas page. Or if that's too much to remember, if you go to bolivarcom.org, one of the first things that's going to show up here on the home page is the Community Christmas, which will also bring you to the Community Christmas page. So, as you can see, this page has all the information related to this event. So, if you're sitting here like, what is Community Christmas? Check out this page, it'll tell you. So, just as a quick summary, it's kind of follow up to Share Your Christmas, but we are running things as a Christmas market. So, instead of us as volunteers and helpers, collecting the gifts, packaging the gifts, and just simply handing it to parents are actually going to come through and shop the market. And we've done other videos talking about why we do those changes. So this still does take a lot of volunteers to help. So as you scroll down this page, you'll see actually, here's a video that talks about an overview of the Christmas market and Community Christmas. So if you want to learn more about some of the changes, why we've done that, why it's set up this way, that's a great video to check out. If you scroll down, you'll see the volunteer section here that we'll explore in a second, as well as information about donating or praying, information about the community Christmas trees that you'll see around town that have items that you can purchase, and then again the end, some more information about why are we set up as a Christmas market. We also have a link to another video from the Lupton Center, which is one of the first organizations that years ago pioneered this idea of a Christmas market. And then there's application information and partner information towards the bottom too. But what we want for this video is this section that says volunteer here. So if we click on that tab, that opens up a new tab here with volunteer opportunities. Now, one thing I'll note is as you scroll through here, all the Community Christmas ones, which are labeled Community Christmas Market at the end, show up at the top. But if you keep going, there is a line here in the middle of the page. Everything below that line are other volunteer opportunities at COM. So these are not specific to Community Christmas. These are just other ongoing opportunities. So, but the same process would generally apply to if you were interested in signing up for something else at COM, you can also do that from this page, but everything Community Christmas related is going to be the top opportunities. So as I look through, there's a number of opportunities. So first is obviously setup and decoration. We need a lot of help. That's going to be, and if I click on this, for example, it will give me a short description of what that need is. And so you can see it's going to be things like unloading trucks, setting up shelves and tables and chairs, setting up the gifts and everything too. So, and then as I scroll down under that opportunity, it'll show me here are the time shifts that we are needing and tell me the available spots for each of those shifts. And then this button here is where I would actually click to sign up for the opportunity. So as we scroll through, so there's setup, decoration, which is all stuff that happens before the market actually opens that Wednesday. And then we have the actual market itself. So we need some people to serve as cashiers, checking people out after they pick out their gifts. We need some people to help with the check-in process, particularly if people are bringing their kids to sign into the child care area. We have some room for floaters and greeters, the hospitality crew. But one I do want to make sure to highlight is this one here. It's the shopping guide. And so as families, as parents go through the market, we would like to be able to pair them up with a volunteer that can just help them think their gifts, or if they have questions, can answer those questions and also get to know the family a little bit better. So that is a hugely important role. And as you can see, we still have a need for 43 volunteers in that area to cover for the full 3 days. So if that sounds of interest to you, please go and sign up for that. And then we also need people to help stocking and straightening shelves, because we're not going to put all the gifts out in the very first time. We'll be slowly setting out gifts throughout the whole event. That way the last family that comes through has just as many good options as the first family that comes through. And then, parents will actually be wrapping their own gifts for their own kids. And so, but not everyone knows how to wrap gifts. So we need some wrapping specialists to help with that process as well. And then, of course, clean up and tear down. So those are the opportunities. So I'm just going to go into one here to show you what it looks like to sign up. So if I click here, again, it takes me to this listing view here. And then I can see there's different spots available. Let's say I want to come in Tuesday, December 9th from 2 to 4. Yes, I can help set up during that time. So I click this button here. And then it's a pretty simple, straightforward. If you signed up or looked at sign up earlier in the month, it may have been longer. So we've tried to simplify this to make it a little bit quicker. But so you just plug in your first name, your last name, your phone number, and it will want you to add in the dashes there. And then volunteer email. So you'll notice email is required. If you do not have an email, there's a couple options of what you can do here. One is if you have like a family member who's also going to volunteer, or someone who's willing to let you use their email for this, you can plug that in there. Otherwise, as you can see here, you can plug in info@bolivarcom.org. So if you really have no one else's email that you can use, no one else that is part of your family that's volunteering with you, parent, kid, whatever, then you can go ahead and just plug in info@bolivarcom.org. Just what that means is you will not get the email notification yourself. But if we have your phone number, we'll also have it that way. So just if you don't have your own email, make sure that you keep track of what you are signing up for, okay, for your time slots. So I just fill out that information, click sign up for this event, and then you'll get this confirmation saying that, hey, you have successfully registered for this event. Check your email for registration confirmation. So if I come over to my email, you'll see just a minute ago I received this confirmation email saying Tuesday, December 9th at 2 p.m. I have signed up to help set up with Community Christmas. And so there's some information in here about just what happens if bad weather and stuff. But also you'll see right here is the option or the time slot that I signed up for, as well as some handy little links if I want to add it to my Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar, whatever you use to stay organized. So that is how easy it is to sign up. So after you've checked your email, you see that information. You can always back out, and if I want to sign up for another one, I can just do it like I just did there. Now, that's the quick way. Another way that you can sign up, if I go back to opportunities, so you'll see at the top of the page, there's also this login or create a profile. So if you are already set up as a volunteer with us, you should have access to a volunteer portal through this system. So if I click login, and I'm going to plug in my email, and then my password, which I think I can log in through Google. So we're going to do that real quick. And this will bring me to my portal. And from this, I can do all kinds of things. But one thing, like if I want to see things I've already registered for, I can see view or cancel registration for an upcoming opportunity. And you can see, here are things that I signed up for right there. So that's a way I can check it in addition to having it in my email. However, I can also, if I go back, sign up or apply for an upcoming opportunity. So if you want it all in your portal, especially if you have already volunteered, sign into the portal, then you can click this. This will take you right back to that same page, but now I can just click on those things that I want to sign up for. So I click step 3, and that will take me through the time slot. So pretty easy, pretty straightforward to sign up. So if you are part of a group that wants to sign up, our preferred method is if you can get each person that's planning to come to sign up individually. But if not, the simplified view of that does make it pretty easy, where like if you have all the people's information, you could also just go through and sign up your team as well. But you would just need to have phone number, email, and everything else there too. Okay. So again, thank you guys so much for being willing and interested to help out with Community Christmas. As the name suggests, it does take this whole community to pull this off and to help our neighbors and to invite them into that process as fellow collaborators in providing for gifts for their families. And so it's, something that requires volunteers, and so if you are able to sign up for any of those slots, it's greatly appreciated. And again, December 11th through the 13th, so come up here in just a few weeks, not very long, is Community Christmas, and we hope to see you there. Thanks, guys.